What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sakina, and I'm back with another review. This is my review for the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This is season 6, episode 15. This is late. It's also in a different area from where I typically film, and that's because I'm in the bed and I took my hair done and everything because I'm thinking that I was going to film after I got done doing all that I needed to do. And yeah, after I got done eating, I just no longer felt like doing it. And then I just ate an edible. So it's like, I really don't feel like doing it. But in the name of staying true to my word, here I am. Here I am. And y'all are just going to get this video the way that I want y'all to get it, okay? Because the content is still here. But yeah, it's late anyway, and I just wanted to get it out. So let's go ahead and get into it. Angie, girl, she ends up colliding with one of the staff members. Remember, they're still in Greece. Happy New Year, by the way. It's 2026. I brought in the new year with my family, and after 12 o'clock hit, I was on the road by 12:10 back home because I thought I had to work on New Year's Day. Come to find out, I did not have to. And I realized that once I clocked into work, I said, hold on, why am I the only one online? Like, where everybody at? Nobody told me nothing. Nobody told me nothing. I felt like, okay, y'all couldn't even let the newbie know. And the way that I found out is because I remember that they were doing like holiday email signatures. And so I checked the holiday signature and it said that the office will be closed Christmas Day and on New Year's Day. Imagine how stupid I felt. Yeah. And then I had to text my trainer just to, make sure. Well, this is before I had checked the signature. And she didn't text me until like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I stayed clocked in for like 30 minutes. And then I clocked out once I seen the signature. But yeah, that was very embarrassing. Anyway, yeah, Happy New Year to y'all. Just wanted to say that. I've been having a good New Year so far. I went hiking yesterday, went on my first hike. I see Scotty and Josiah yesterday. And, spent some time with them. And yeah, anyway, Angie ends up bumping into one of the staff members, and the jar of jelly or whatever hit her lip. And so she was checking the inside of her lip. It wasn't bleeding or anything. They felt like the filler in her lip is what saved her nose and all of that. But yeah, she is very accident prone at this point. She was already seasick on the first trip. And then on top of that, she smashed her finger in the door. And now she has this whole lip situation. I would be so freaked out, especially if I was Electra. I feel like Electra wouldn't care. But like, I don't know. And y'all tell me if this happens to y'all. But when my mom gets injured, it like messes with me. It really does. Like, she could cut herself cooking or something. It's like I feel it. I feel very weird. I cannot stand when my mom is like injured, like in like the slightest way. But yeah, Angie girl, I'm gonna need you to wear a hazard suit or something, because baby, need something, because this can't keep happening. She's like, who is that clumsy dude? Is there a clumsy character on Hey Arnold? Yes, the one who always falling into the, yes, that's Angie. Now they all go and do the flowy dress photo shoot that I see a lot of people do that visit Greece. I think the pictures are very beautiful. So there's someone that comes over and has them pick out dresses. Lisa, I didn't like her dress. Like, that was my least favorite. Her and Heather's dresses were my least favorite. I think it's just because of the way that it fit. But I mean, also, we can toss in Mary. I understand that she is a modest woman, right? We can definitely draw that conclusion just based off of how she dresses. She doesn't like to be seen in bikinis and things of that nature. Like, I get it. Everybody has a boundary. Everybody has a preference, all those things. But she could have gotten a dress, or they could have styled her dress the same way that Lisa's was styled, or, you know, give her a halter, something that is covering of this area. Y'all, my nail popped off today. It's like annoying me, but the other ones are getting soaked off tomorrow. I can't. Anyway, something that is covering the entire front. That it looked like a komodo at that point. Ain't that what that's called? The Japanese garment. That's what it was giving me, and it really pissed me off. Like, it really pissed me off. I really would have preferred her not even, baby, just get her a custom long sleeve dress. If she gonna do all of that, she gonna put another outfit on top of the dress, girl. Anyway, Bad Weather is sitting there whispering about Meredith and her attitude and how it's better than how it was the night before. They think it stems from them hanging out at the pool. Whitney hopes that it lasts for, you know, the entire trip. Heather said based off of Meredith's pattern, it'll last until tomorrow or however long. I mean, hey, y'all want her to have a good time and all of that stuff and be nice and not be a buzzkill. Take it all in. Shit. Because at that point, it's going to start to feel like damned if you do, damned if you don't. So the ladies split off into two groups. One group goes to the spa and then another group goes to lunch. The lunch group was Mary, Whitney, and Bronwyn. And they were talking about how Whitney and Meredith were, you know, being friendly to each other and stuff. And it was totally different from the lunch that they had the day before, whatever. So Mary says that she is worried about Meredith. And of course, Whitney chimes in and she brings up how Meredith is showing the same signs and patterns that her dad showed her, and said that Mary was there to witness some of the dealings that she had with her dad. And that's the reason why she worries with Meredith, because in the past seasons, she would fly off the handle and then she'll be able to be reeled back in. This go round, specifically the plane incident, she was just basically unhinged. There wasn't any reeling her in. And then you see her the next day, she's not taking accountability. She doesn't remember what's happening and all of this. And so it makes them feel like there's really some type of something going on. And Mary was like, basically, she feels like Meredith needs help. And I know a lot of people going on, I guess, her Mary special about the cult in the church and all of that stuff. I haven't watched it. If y'all looked at it, definitely get down in the comments and tell me what y'all, you know, what y'all think about it. I have no interest in watching it, so I honestly won't be looking at it. But unless they give us some, you know, some concrete evidence, I really don't care about it. But I'm like, all right now. I know they already done dug into Mary's past. But I'm just kind of like, okay, well, the only way I feel like people need to be digging up into people's past like that, if they're starting to see certain things that are raising an eyebrow or should cause concern, I feel like your background needs to be squeaky clean, word to Jill Scott, before you start, you know, getting in people's business. Child. So Mary done got real emotional. And at first I was like, girl, what did you get emotional for? But then I totally forgot. Her son is, you know, dealing with trying to get off of drugs and staying sober and things of that sort. And so she's like, I didn't recognize it at first, but now I pick up on patterns when he's not okay. And with Meredith, it's too many highs, lows, ups and downs. Like, she too all over the place, and the mood switches very fast. And Brahma was like, yeah, like sometimes it's like in a short span of time. And so they're picking up on these things, and Whitney is crying too. It was kind of funny, while Mary and Whitney was crying, Brahma was just eating her food. And then it had a little awkward silence. And it was just like, child, it's weird when you be watching people cry. Look, it's so funny because me and Scotty was having a conversation yesterday, and as I was talking to him, I just started crying. I started crying. Sometimes I don't like when people see me cry, especially if it's people I don't cry in front of on the regular, because it would be like, it could be so random like that. And then on top of that, I started my cycle yesterday. I cried like that twice yesterday. Actually, I cried a few times yesterday. Like, I was listening to some music on the way home and I cried. Like, yeah. But you know, hey, I'm a Pisces. My big three is all three of the water signs. So I'm just a watery girl. Anyway, yeah, so they said after they stopped crying or whatever, Bronwyn was like, well, there's something that I wanted to talk about. I didn't really want to speak about it, but back in January, me and Ty went out to eat in New York and we seen Seth there. Seth said that he was there with an investor. At the time, of course, she didn't think anything of it because, you know, Seth wouldn't be out with another woman. But now that she's seeing Meredith's patterns, now she's feeling like it could be some trouble in paradise, and that's the reason why she's so defensive and all of that. And Mary is like, yeah, because when it come down to me, baby, like if it ain't true, it ain't gonna rock me. Hello? I always say that. Like, what I look like getting so defensive and upset about something that's not true. Baby, if it do not apply, let it fly. Like, baby, I'm not about to see him play with you. I ain't on no drugs, bitch. But since you want to do some drug tests and all of that, yeah, I got some piss tests right here. I can take mine. What's up? Like, I wouldn't even go that deep. But since we there, like, yeah, let me take this so I can shut y'all up. Next. Yeah, that's why I was looking at Meredith like, oh, yeah, there must be some truth to this situation because of the way that you've been showing your ass in regards to Brittany. But then also I'm kind of looking at Bronwyn like, well, I hope you're ready for this because remember, she was on Meredith's side when it came down to the whole Brittany thing when they were on the boat, on the yacht. So now look at you feeding into her relationship issues or her potential relationship issues, and you're not only are you not saying this to Meredith, but you're saying it on TV. So you're giving life into, you know, the speculations. Now the other girls, yes, this is not the first time we've heard things about Seth and Meredith, but yeah, bro, when you see how wishy-washy you are, I wonder if Seth went home and told Meredith about it, or he was just kind of like, I ain't gonna say nothing until they say something. I don't know, but the speculation already been out there. You already know Meredith, when she find this out, it's gonna be all kind of veins popping out her neck, and she gonna be mad with her stiff neck. I'm editing, and if you hear the fan, it's because I'm laying down in the bed. But in our reality, this scene was weird, watching them crying and doing all that boo-hooing when they don't even know that this is something wrong with Meredith for a fact. It was just too much for real. Now, the girls at the spa, you know, they have to be very quiet at this spa. Okay, so I've done the bingo card thing. I don't know if y'all have seen that online where some people are swapping it out for vision boards. So they're doing a bingo card, and once they get certain things crossed out, then they reward themselves. So one of my rewards, and I just thought about this while I was watching that, is definitely going to be treating myself to a spa day because that's something that I've been wanting to do since my birthday, because I went to the spa on my birthday. I went to the wellness spot for anybody that's in Atlanta. It's in East Point. It's a Black-owned wellness spot, but they do massages and pedicures, manicures, yoga. Like, they do all, like, it's a full wellness spot. It's very nice. Make sure y'all check that out if y'all haven't. But yes, I want to do another one, but I also want to do like a Jeju spa day too. Like, I can go either way with my spa day. Nonetheless, they're doing a spa day, and Meredith said something about pooping in the water. I don't know if she meant farting, like pooting, or pooping, because the subtitle said pooping. Anyway, Brittany splashes them with water and has the girls in an uproar. They feel like, girl, you're not funny. Why are you splashing us? I honestly would be irritated too, but Brittany made a very valid point. When we was on that yacht, y'all was dousing me with water, and y'all can't, you know, handle a little splish splash. But I also feel like it's a time and a place, and that clearly wasn't the setting to do it. I feel like if you was going to do stuff like that, maybe when y'all went to the pool and was hanging out, kikiing and stuff, that would have been a proper time. But this is supposed to be a quiet spot. They're speaking at a certain tone and level because you can't really talk loud and stuff. So I just feel like, yeah, you're trying to get them riled up, and now is not the place. But I understand where she's coming from about, you know, them throwing water on her and stuff. I said, girl, you playing with fire now, cause you sitting there splashing Meredith, the same one who was yoking you up on the plane, girl. You wasn't that scared. If you willing to sprinkle some water on her, you wasn't that scared, girl. Wrong road, bitch. Then I'm also thinking too, why y'all sitting there complaining about getting y'all hair wet, and majority of y'all in this damn water with y'all hair down? Angie, I think Heather had her hair down. What's her name? Lisa. Y'all not serious about keeping y'all hair up and making sure that y'all don't have to redo it tonight. And on top of that, y'all white. White people don't have to do all the steps that black people got to do. White people is the definition of wash and go, bitch. We don't want to hear all of that. Y'all wash your hair every time y'all take a damn bath. It's so funny because, again, they're supposed to be whispering and quiet. And so they end up having this conversation. This is still at the spa. And Lisa is like, why did you splash Meredith? Well, Angie with water, excuse me, because Angie had went through all this blowing out her hair earlier that day and doing it with one hand or something, because remember, her finger is still messed up, I think. I think it is still messed up because she had a bandage on one of her fingers when she ran into that guy. But yeah, it was like a whole thing. And she was like, that's the reason why her hair looks the way that it looks, and Brittany's hair looks the way that it looks. Lisa talking about Angie's hair is real, yours is synthetic. Brittany was like, it's not synthetic, it's real. It's real follicles. I don't know why that was so funny to me. But baby, listen, maybe Angie needs to hook her up, girl. Sit her in your chair and give her one little good blowout or something. So they was going back and forth about that. And Brittany was like, I'm just trying to lighten the mood. Mind you, they arguing while whispering. So she was trying to lighten the mood and stuff. And again, I just feel like that wasn't the right place. So out of nowhere, she was like, I just feel like y'all wasn't even there for me. Nobody asked me if Olivia texted me yesterday. First of all, why does she only talk about Olivia? Don't you got 2 daughters? And ain't it by the same man? So it's not like, oh, he got a cease and desist on you or whatever the hell. You can't talk about this daughter. Or maybe is it like that? Like you can't talk about this other daughter because she underage and the dad is trying to protect her and all of that. She don't have, a say-so and being filmed on the show. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things. But she always talking about Olivia as if Olivia is her only child. But they show a flashback because Lisa was like, you was fake crying last night. Oh, well, before we even get into that, she did bring up Olivia. And Meredith was like, so girl, how you going to try to get mad at me about crying over Brooks when you basically feeling the same way here? Like, you gave me a hard time yesterday. And Brittany did. Brittany was like, nobody checked in on me, and basically kind of like over Meredith and crying. And Brittany was like, well, I said that because you was deflecting. Okay, and we could say the same thing about you right now. Because they talking about you throwing water on Angie, and here you go out of nowhere talking about nobody checked on you to see if Olivia texts you. Girl, as far as they know, Olivia don't rock with you. And I know that one time she had made that little announcement that her daughter reached out to her and all of that stuff. Okay, but as far as they know, for the majority, your daughter don't fool with you. So if she didn't reach out to you on Mother's Day, I don't feel like they would be surprised by that at all. So then that's when Lisa was like, well, you was fake crying last night. And they did a flashback of them on the bus coming home from kicking it. And she started crying, talking about she has because remember Angie was talking about the high body count, trademark and all of that. So I guess she was crying about that and saying, I had the worst Mother's Day on top of this. And they were like, oh, what happened? She was like, nobody reached out to me. I haven't got a text or a call from anybody. They was like, girl, that's because it's still early in the States. And she was like, no, it's not. They said, yes, girl, it's 8 hours early. Like, what are you talking about? Girl. So then at that point, I'm kind of like, well, what time did Brooks call Meredith? Maybe he called her, like, their time. Maybe he was just watching. Okay, so that would make sense if he was, like, up late or whatever, so he can reach out to his mom and, give her the proper, because he was traveling too. Okay, but yeah, Brittany, you also use your daughters as a deflection and stuff, because even Lisa was calling it out in her confessional. She throws out her kids at any given time when she feels like she's not getting enough attention or she wants to get some type of sympathy, then she'll, pull that card, cry it out to change the subject. And I said, Lisa knows a fake crier when she sees one because she's a fake crier too. Meredith too. And that's the reason why Brittany and Meredith butt heads so much, because they act exactly the same. But I'm gonna need Brittany, girl, stop trying to compare your mothering to Meredith, Lisa, anybody else, because everybody else, they raised their kids. They took care of their kids. Yes, I was actually on Lisa's side when she called it out. The reason why you don't see your daughter don't call you, or whatever the case is, because of your actions. You told us yourself that you put men before your daughters as a result to why they don't fuck with you now. So, girl, what are you talking about? And at this point, you already know Meredith getting all up in arms and stuff. She want to disengage. She want to walk away. I'm done with you and blah, blah. Girl, I don't give a fuck, Meredith. Nobody cares. Like, that's the thing. That goes to the, if it don't apply, let it fly. Like, can't no bitch that don't take care of her kids say nothing to me. You can't say nothing to me. If we going kid for kid, you can't say nothing to me. I'll be damned if a bitch get me flustered. All I got to do is clear you that one good time and be done. But, yeah. And as Brittany is talking about, go ahead and disengage. Speaking of that, I remember calling Meredith DJ Disengage. Why is her tagline about DJing and we 15 episodes in and it has nothing to do with her storyline at all? We barely even get solo scenes from her. I'm trying to figure it out. Like, let's leave Meredith where she at this upcoming season, because she serves no purpose here anymore, for real. So Heather and Whitney, they get together. Of course, Whitney is filling Heather in on what they talked about during the lunch and how they're concerned about Meredith. And so they all get on the Sprinter van and they're going to dinner. So Lisa is talking to Brittany about motion sickness on the yacht, and she was like, somebody told me that you was drunk the entire time and that you threw up and you start drinking again. And Brittany was like, girl, what's going on? Like, I see what you trying to do. And even Whitney was like, girl, what's going on? And Brittany was like, well, who was telling you all of this? So they give us a flashback of 2 hours earlier, and it's Meredith, of course, talking to Lisa about, I heard that Brittany was drunk the entire trip when we was on the yacht. She would throw up and drink again. Now, remember, we seen her throw up on the side of the boat, and then go back to the table and drink again. And that's when Meredith had said something to her about it, which started the whole Seth thing, because Meredith was poking the bear. And if I was Brittany on that damn Sprinter, I would have been like, oh, you must have heard that from the drunk bitch who was throwing up and crying in the middle of the night. Remember last season, Brittany said that she overheard Meredith, because their rooms were next to each other. She overheard Meredith on the phone crying and throwing up. And Meredith tried to act like that wasn't true and nothing happened. Yeah, like, don't try to use what you did on me and turn it around on me, because you talking about some, you heard who told you that, Bronwyn? I don't trust none of that. Like, girl, Meredith, please, you just deflecting and trying to get the heat off you again. And just like Heather said, that sounds like a girl's trip to me. Okay, yes, I know a lot of people who be over their limit, and then after they throw up, they trying to get right back to it, drinking again, ready to kick it some more. Okay? Y'all trying to act like Brittany is an alcoholic again. That's just throwing something out there to get the heat off of Meredith. And of course, Lisa want to show her loyalty to Meredith, so she gonna try to ride hard and ride this narrative out. Child, find something else to do. Now, Lisa ends up apologizing to Brittany, and Heather is like, well, let's talk about her successes and things. We find out that Brittany was on Broadway. She was in a movie with Tori Spelling back in 2012. And Heather was like, she got more accolades than us because she got an IMDb. Look, I be saying that wrong, okay? She got all of that. And so Bronwyn was like, wait. Like, run that back. Why, like, what you mean she more successful? But I'm also kind of like, wait, Bronwyn, because we need your accolades if that's the case. I know that she wasn't she working in Silicon Valley or something like that prior to meeting Todd? I don't know, but girl, what do you do since you so up in arms? Like, again, I would not even get mad over some shit that's not even true. Like, I would have just chuckled and kept moving. Like, okay, big ball and brick. Like, okay. Y'all don't know how to just let shit slide. Like, oh, word, she made more money. Okay, big baller B. And keep it moving. Like, who cares? Anyway, so then they start trying to go in on that. And Brittany was like, no, Heather was like, I don't like the pile on that y'all be trying to do when it come down to Brittany. And she said that in her confessional too. Even Whitney's new confessional look real cute. But she was like, the thought of Brittany being more successful than them is like rattling them. Like, it's funny. But they do pile on Brittany too much. It is a double standard. And for Angie, she was like, well, we were talking about how Lisa needs to step back and let Meredith speak for herself. And she feels like Heather needs to do the same with Brittany. And even Mary chimed in and was like, Brittany need to defend herself. She need to speak for herself. She does. She does. Brittany let shit slide off. Brittany, you know, sometimes she do cry about the situations and, you know, she gonna milk it for what it is. But Brittany really do be acting like a good sport. She do just let the shit ride and she'll clap back and do whatever. But it's like, y'all do go for the low-hanging fruit. Like, she's an easy target to y'all. And that's the reason why y'all keep going at Brittany. And I feel like that's whack. It is. I always felt like Brittany was good for the show. She funny. You know, she say random shit. Is she, you know, a deadbeat mama? Yeah. But, you know, in our reality, yes, I do think that she's good for the show, but I don't like how the girls be treating her. It's very unprovoked. It's very random. Okay, now I think about it, I know that it does stem from her acting like a ditzy woman who is dick dizzy. Like, I understand why they get put off by that. But again, I feel like a lot of that stuff be unwarranted. And then when she say something to them, then all of a sudden, she in the wrong. Like, I still looking at a lot of people who sided with Meredith on that whole Seth thing crazy. Like, y'all must have forgot that Meredith kept fucking with Brittany. Once Meredith said that, I don't rock with you, I don't like you, don't talk to me. Okay, Brittany was like, all right, bet. But then Meredith thought that she can just talk to Brittany. And Brittany was like, no, you don't fuck with me. Why you talking to me? Like, okay, yeah. And then Meredith wanted to start a pot. And that's when she said something about her husband. Like, no, Brittany really be letting shit slide for real. And she do be defending herself and everything else. Like, it's definitely a difference. So Whitney is saying there's definitely a difference. Brittany is the underdog, and the way that you and Meredith act, the way that Lisa defends Meredith, and before she can even get into it, Lisa is getting defensive. Whitney not even trying to go there with her. She like, just let me finish. That causes them to go back and forth. Next thing you know, Lisa then spilled the glass of wine over the table onto Heather and Whitney. And it's just like a lot. You know, they start going back and forth or Lisa starts going back and forth with Whitney. But like I said, she's not really trying to take it there with her. So she yelling and all that stuff. Next thing you know, the waiter, he said, sorry ladies, but we're closed. And so then Angie chimes in and was trying to contribute to the conversation at the table. And the waiter was like, no, you have to leave right now. And so they're like, oh, well, we have to go. Angie talking about, this is my country. Hey. Baby, you are not the president of Greece, Miss Ma'am. If this man is saying that the restaurant is closed right now, then you need to go. Ain't no damn, we'll leave in 5 minutes. He said now. Now, iota means right now in Spanish. Yeah. Even though they ain't even in Spanish speaking country, but still, that just irritated me. That gave very entitled white women. Like, no, you need to go right now. And he probably said that so they can leave because it was getting loud. Because once they got up, like, they laughed it off and stuff. But when they left, he was like, I'm glad they left. Now, that could be production, you know, just being messy. He probably didn't really say that because he said it in Greek. But that's what they said he said. So, yeah. And this is the second time they got kicked out of somewhere, because I didn't mention that they got kicked out of the spa, because the lady had came in twice to tell them, y'all are loud. Like, that would irritate me. Like, if you're not supposed to be loud, then y'all need to learn how to control y'all's conversations. Like, it is kind of funny watching it, but at the same time, in real life, it's very annoying and very obnoxious to be in a setting like that where y'all are literally disturbing the peace at every turn. Yeah. Anyway, that was the end of the episode. Let's get down in the comments and talk. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.